Dum 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 dum. Sometimes I don't know how to start this podcast, so I'll sing. And that's gonna be the intro. Let's fucking go.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to have open and authentic and raw conversations about things like mental health and self-development. And the reason I started this podcast is so that if you're walking along this journey of self-development or you're trying to improve your mental health, whatever it could be, I want you to understand that no matter what it is you're going through, you are not alone, and life can and will get better for you. And so that's the message I'm trying to spread. I'm trying to end the stigma around, mental health and self-development. So wherever you are in life, whether you're struggling just getting out of bed in the morning or you're struggling with other personal problems, I want you to know that, like I said, you're not alone, and life can and will get better for you. So sometimes we just got a little, work ahead of us. That's it. But that's what I'm here to chat about today, is when you're putting in that work. Maybe you've had these conversations with your friends, your family, your loved ones, where they kind of tell you you need to just put in a little bit less work. Maybe they think that you're being a little bit selfish, or maybe you're just spending a little bit more time by yourself. Maybe you're changing your habits or your behaviors of, things you used to do. Maybe you are used to going out and spending a lot of money, hanging out with your friends. Maybe you didn't spend as much time by yourself working on yourself. Maybe that's, reading to give yourself some new perspectives or knowledge. Maybe that's journaling more, spending more time, analyzing your own thoughts. Maybe that's spending a little bit more time exercising. Maybe you have a goal of maybe gaining some weight or losing some weight. Maybe you're just trying to improve your confidence. Maybe you're trying to take more classes. Maybe you're trying to speak to people with more empathy or sympathy. Maybe you're seeming more selfish because you're trying to make more money or save more money. Maybe along your path, you are just working so hard on improving yourself that other people are kind of viewing you as selfish. Maybe you're making decisions in your life that are best for you, and maybe other people don't really like those decisions that you're making because they don't see the big picture of what you're trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to talk about today, which is, you have to kind of be selfish to be selfless. And we talked recently about, what self-development truly is, or what it looks like, or what it could be, and why you might need to do it. But today what I want to talk about is that feeling of guilt that you might get when you feel like you're maybe being selfish, or someone's convinced you that you've been selfish when you're just trying to improve your own life. You're trying to improve yourself. And I think that where we have this misalignment is people think that, they look at their friends or their family members and they think that maybe they're perfect already and they don't need to put in this work. They're loved already, and they're maybe just being ungrateful, and maybe they're saying these things about you, or maybe you're thinking these things or saying these things about someone else. But yeah, I've been on both sides of that spectrum. I've been called selfish, and I've even said to someone, stop taking this so seriously, maybe. So I've been on both sides of that spectrum, but I guess I'm just trying to speak to the people that are having these things said to them today. And so if you've been in that situation, then I'm talking to you. Whether it's your health or your wealth or anything like that, sometimes we do have to be selfish before we can be selfless. I picture myself maybe in 15, 20 years, or I guess maybe it's not that far in the future, or maybe it is going to be far in the future. Maybe I'm going to have a family, a wife, and kids. And I think of, finances, maybe I do have to be a little bit selfish right now to save a bit more money so that when my kids do need something, I'm able to afford it. Maybe that's something like a toy, or something that's going to help them in their leisure time have more fun. But maybe it's something more serious. Maybe, knock on wood, But maybe my future kids have some sort of medical issues, or they're going to need me to spend a bit more money. And so I think that it's important for me to be selfish right now with my finances so that I can be selfless later on. Maybe I don't have kids, and maybe that's something that happens to one of my friends and I'm able to help them out financially. Maybe if you want to think about it in different terms, if we want to think about health, I think it's, important for me sometimes to be selfish right now so that I can take care of myself, my body, so that I don't have health problems in the future, so that I'm able to take care of my friends and family members around me. I think the message I'm trying to get across today, and this is probably going to be a short episode because I think that you guys kind of understand this concept pretty well, but I think that sometimes it's important to, be selfish, quote unquote selfish, so I can improve myself, so that I can give my best self to the people around me. If we take a look at this glass right now, and I'm not trying to give you guys the glass half full, glass half empty kind of analogy right now, but say I take this glass right now and I drink everything in it, right? We could all see that. Well, maybe you're listening to the audio version of this and you can't see, but I can describe it for you. Right now, if you're watching the video of this, you're looking at an empty glass. And if you're listening to the audio, I'm holding up a fucking empty glass. So that's a pretty strong image for you, right? And if I have this empty glass, you could kind of, use this analogy to symbolize maybe my energy levels, maybe my wealth, maybe my health, whatever it is, right? And I'm going through life and I have this empty glass. There's actually one last sip in it. Let me just take this. So now it's a completely empty glass. And if I go through life with this empty glass, then maybe I can get by with one drop left. Maybe I can get by and I'll just coast through. But say I come across somebody that has an empty glass and they really need a sip of water. If I never try and take a second to stop pouring out of my glass, and I never take a second to fill my own glass, then I've got nothing in this glass to share with other people. Right? But if I take a second right now and I'm selfish and I stop sharing with you guys, and I pour a little bit more into my glass, then I'm nourished. I can drink a little bit more out of this glass right now. I know this is coffee, not water. If you're listening to the audio of this, then I'm trying to describe this the best I can. I just poured from another cup into this cup. But now I've got some more liquid in this cup. And now I've taken the time to fill my own cup. And now not only can I sip from this, but if I come across somebody that has an empty glass, I can pour a little bit out of this glass that I have, and I still have something to sip from, but also they have something to sip from. Right? And now if I take that person that has an empty glass and the two of us go and we start improving ourselves and start filling our own glasses, and we both have full glasses, then we can kind of start to pour that out into other people's glasses as well. And then you can see how that creates a ripple effect. By me improving myself, by me filling my own cup, then I can fill someone else's cup. And then if they have a little bit more, energy or wealth, whatever that liquid symbolizes for you, whatever you're lacking in, wherever you have your empty cup, maybe if you take a second to fill that empty cup, then you're able to share that with other people, and you create that butterfly effect or that ripple effect throughout the world or throughout the universe. Right? So that's the message I'm trying to get across today, is sometimes you do have to be a little bit selfish to be selfless. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of time to fill your empty glass so that you can fill someone else's. And maybe if you fill their glass and then they go away and they start working on themselves to fill their own glass, when your glass is empty, they can kind of fill you back up. And then you've created a small little community that you can kind of support, but they'll also be there to support you as well. God, that's delicious. And I'm so thankful that there was, a non-empty glass to fill this glass so that I could sip from it right now. And so that's my message for you guys. If your cup's empty right now, take a fucking day or two. Take a week if you need to. Take a month if you need to. Fill your glass. Whether that's, filling your glass socially, financially, spiritually, physically. Maybe you're taking a minute to work on yourself in any of those aspects of life. But if you need to, take a second and evaluate your cup. Is it full? Is it empty? Is it half full? Is it half empty? You can take a look at the perspectives you're looking at your glass with, but you could also take a second to start to fill it up. And so I hope that, talking about all this stuff kind of gives you a new analogy or a new perspective. Maybe I'm, just making you thirsty, or maybe I'm making you kind of have to pee. I kind of have to pee after drinking all this and talking about all this. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. But I hope you guys gain a new perspective, a new way to think about this. I hope this kind of entertained you or made you think about things a little bit differently. Or I hope that this kind of made you a little bit more reflective and, a little bit more aware of your own cup. Does it need to be filled, or maybe take a look at the cups around you. And if you think that they're going to need more filling than your cup currently has, then maybe you're going to need to start filling that shit up more, more often. So that's all I got today. So thanks for listening to me ramble on and try and figure out my thoughts. I hope that this gave you a little bit of value. If it did, share the show, help me grow. But I'm signing off now. Have a good day if you're listening to this in the morning. Have a good sleep if you're listening to this at night. Drive safe if you're listening to this while you drive. And do one more rep if you're listening to this while you work out. These types of things we think about, there's no talent required to take a second and be reflective or try and improve on yourself. There's no talent required. All it takes is a little bit of reflectiveness and a little bit of discipline. So that's all I got. Love you all. Thank you for the support that you give me. Much love and peace out, motherfuckers.